to defend Bruce Lee's honor. This is just simply a tidbit of information just to sort of solidify how Bruce Lee was adored by the world, how he influenced the world of martial arts as we know it today, and how he is still the proclaimed greatest martial artist in pop culture, I should say, that we know of today. The impact that Bruce Lee has had on the world of martial arts and the world in general is phenomenal. And I wanted to mention some of the movies that people did exploiting Bruce Lee's name and his legendary skill. And for those people who want to keep saying that Bruce Lee was just an actor, it strikes me rather odd how so many other well-known martial artists and martial arts masters and grandmasters have always spoke very highly of Bruce Lee during the time that he lived, and even afterwards. Now, would we say that those martial arts masters and those instructors and those grandmasters, will we say that they're lying? Or would we say that they're not martial artists either? When they've had first-hand experience with Bruce Lee. They were there oftentimes, and many of them actually had their personal experiences with Bruce Lee, and they accredited him as a great martial artist and not actor. Ed Parker was one of those. June Reed was another. Jim Kelly was one. Joe Louis was another, and the list just goes on and on and on. Besides the haters, there were many martial arts masters and martial artists that gave Bruce Lee his proper due. Now, with that said, I'm going to give a short list of movies that were done trying to capitalize on Bruce Lee's fame so that these movies could have big box office results. And some of these movies you may be familiar with. Soul Brothers of Kung Fu. I believe Carl Scott was in that movie. I recall that him and the guy they call Bruce Lee. Bruce Lee, the Man, the Myth. That was a very popular Bruce Lee exploitation film back in the day. Enter the Game of Death. Fist of Fury 2. That was Bruce Lee as well. Bruce Fights Back from the Grave. Soul of Bruce Lee, that was starring Sonny Chiba. They had to change the name to Soul of Chiba because of some legal things. It stands to reason that it had to do with them using his name in the movie. Okay, Bruce Deadly Fingers, The Clones of Bruce Lee, and unfortunately Kentucky Fried Movie. That is a movie that you're going to have the children out of the room when you watch this, because it has a whole lot of explicit material in it. But Kentucky Fried Movie was one of those movies. But there were literally dozens and dozens and dozens of Bruce Lee exploitation films during the 70s and even early 80s, before the ninja movies became popular with Shokasugi and so forth. But to my point again, if Bruce Lee was not the man that the world knows him as, this popular martial arts icon, then how in the world and why in the world did so many people try to imitate him and even copy his style in the film industry, especially in the action films and the martial arts movie industry? You know why? I know you know the answer. It's because he was indeed the real deal. He was a fighter, a great fighter, not a martial arts competitor. He didn't do competitions for that reason, because he was studying the art of fighting and not simply the art of pretending to fight. That was it. Let me know what your comments are in the comment section below, what your feelings are. And if you can think of some other Bruce Lee exploitation films, I can go through the list again, or several other lists I should say, but we're not going to do that. I think it suffices to say that there were people out there who were trying to make it big off of Bruce Lee's name. That was it, and that was all. So long.